So if you're looking for a dupe of Mancera's Tonka Cola, but you don't want to spend, I don't know, what is it, $180 for the 100 ml? I mean, that's a little bit pricey. Not all of us want to spend that. Then I have an alternative that I think is absolutely phenomenal for the price. And here we have Paris Corners. This is the Amir line. This is Cherry Cola. Now, if you're not familiar with Paris Corner, I mean, they're a Middle Eastern house and they're mainly known for dupes. I think they might have a couple originals, but mainly a dupe house. And let's check this one out and talk about what it's gonna smell like. This is the 75 ml and this goes for about $35, which is a great value when you compare it to Mancera's $180 for the 100 ml. I believe you can get the 60 ml Mancera, the Tonka Cola, for $100. So we'll compare those. 60 ml for $100 versus 75 ml for $35. Let's give it a spray. We'll do 3 good ones right here. Whew. Up top, I get a lemony cherry citrus smell. There's definitely a lemon note in this. It is cherry, the cherry's there, and it's almost a sour sweet cherry, but there is a lemony vibe that comes through. Then you get a nice fizzy, warm cinnamon vibe. It's a really nice, sweet, pleasant fragrance. It smells really good. Now in the mid and with the dry down with this, you almost get a warm, leathery smell. Now I smelled this leathery note in the original in Mancera's Tonka Cola. Now if I did a full review video, so if you wanna see that, I'm gonna post it up here. Check that one out. It's really good. And I definitely get the same notes in here. I get the warm, it's almost like a soft cherry vanilla leather fragrance. The fizziness kind of tames down a little bit and it's sticky and sweet and it comes through very nicely. Off my first impression, for $35, this definitely smells like Tonka Cola by Mancera, but I have Tonka Cola right here and let's spray it on the other arm. Let's do a direct comparison and see what we got here. So
the notes in Tonka Cola, cherries, Sicilian lemon,
oh, we'll do 2 right there. You know what? Hold on. There we go. Let me just do one more of the Paris Corners Cherry Cola. All right, so here's what we got. Cherry Cola, the dupe, Mancera's Tonka Cola, the OG. All right, so right off, the opening of these fragrances to me are different. So the Paris Corner, this one, the dupe, the opening is brighter. It almost has more of a sour cherry note to it, and it's definitely thinner. You can definitely tell. Now, it's not watered down, but it definitely doesn't smell like as robust as the OG. Now let's smell the Mancera again. Yeah, okay, so the OG is definitely more complex. It's definitely a heavier opening. It's darker too. Now these are both sweet fragrances. I would say very sweet, but the original, the Mancera, is just a little bit sweeter. And honestly, Mancera smells better. Overall, it does. Now, as these fragrances begin to dry down, I feel like they become way more similar. Now that's where the magic happens in the Paris Corner Amir's Cherry Cola. That's where it starts to smell very similar to Mancera's Tonka Cola. The openings are different, you can definitely tell a difference, but the dry downs are very close. So with the original, with the Mancera, you definitely almost have more of a lemony cherry vibe. The fizziness is there, the cola note is there. It's such a good smelling fragrance. It's very sweet, it's very thick and complex and robust. Now the Amir fragrance, let me do another spray. Hold on, here's the dry down. And I'll do another spray. It's definitely, I did about double the amount of sprays of the Cherry Cola, the dupe, and it's just, I don't know, it's about half the potency of the Mancera. It's definitely thinner. It smells pleasant, but it's not as pleasant as the OG. And it has almost like a plasticky smell to it. I don't know if it's a synthetic smell, but there's like a plastic wrapper smell almost mixed in there. They definitely turn into a nice cinnamon, warm, ambery, vanillic fragrance, and they're both really good. But me personally, for what smells better, I'm taking the Mancera over the dupe, as you'd expected. But you know what? I mean, the Mancera is, triple the price. It's $180, where this one's $35. That being said, I think this is a great smelling fragrance, and this is a great value. I can see both man and women just rocking this. I mean, I don't know, it's a sweet fragrance, so it might lean a little bit more feminine, but I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty unisex, that cherry cola cinnamon vibe, where both male and female will just kill this on date nights. Both of these fragrances can easily be worn year round. I mean, if you really want to nitpick it, they might thrive a little bit more in the cooler months because they are like a warm, vanillic, cinnamon, spicy fragrance. But I don't know, the lemoniness and the cherry summery vibe to this pulls it through the summer. It wouldn't be out of place at all in the summer. Maybe in extreme hot heat, they could become a little bit cloying, but I would say this would be a safe buy for all year wear. Let's talk about the longevity and the projection. Now, when we're talking about the Mancera, the OG Tonka Cola, I mean, Mancera's known usually for beast mode fragrances, and that one's really no exception. I mean, the longevity is definitely all day. The projection is strong. It's a strong, very thick, robust, sweet cherry cola smelling fragrance. Now let's talk about the Dupe. Let's talk about the Amir line cherry cola. I mean, this one is definitely not on par, but I mean, you expect that because it's a cheaper fragrance. But this one, I would say it's not weak. It's definitely a moderate fragrance. You'll get, moderate 4 to 6 hours. Longevity, you'll smell it maybe the next day on clothes. I wore this all week, and I could smell it on my clothes the next day. If I wanted it to be stronger, I just sprayed more sprays throughout the day. But as I said, this only costs $35. So the value of that to get a moderate fragrance that smells very similar to the Mancera's Tonka Cola is absolutely amazing in my opinion. So far, out of all the dupes and clones that I've smelled of Mancera's Tonka Cola, this so far has been the closest. In my opinion, this is the closest dupe on the market for that. When I say to go out and just buy this fragrance, well, I don't know, it depends. If you really wanna smell Mancera's Tonka Cola, I would get this. For $35, if you can afford this, get this. And here's the thing, if you love this fragrance and it's amazing to you and you just love it, then I would save up and I would buy the OG because like I said, the original one, Tonka Cola, smells better than this. Let's talk about how close they are. You definitely get the same vibe, it's there. This is almost like the weaker brother to the original. That's kind of like the vibe, that's how I would describe it best. For the smell of this, as far as smelling good, I mean, it's a good fragrance. The original one is really good. I would give this probably, it has that weird plasticky smell. I would give it maybe a 7.5 out of 10, where the original I would give like an 8.5 to 9. Now, how close do these smell together? Honestly, I would say this is about 80%, possibly 85% close. The openings are a little bit different, but the dry down is where this magic really starts to shine, and you really start smelling a fragrance that's very similar. Like I said, the original Mancera definitely does smell better. It's a little bit more complex. There's more going on. It's sweeter. It's darker and more robust. And the dupe is a little bit lighter. It's a little bit, maybe there's some florals in there. It's definitely lighter. It's thinner, and it has a little bit of a plasticky note in there that keeps it from being a perfect 10 out of 10 clone. But like I said, for the price of this, for $35, I don't know, I mean, it can't be beat. Check it out, buy this one. I'm gonna post some links below where you can buy this for $35. Now, a while back, I did do a review on the original Mancera's version, so I'll post a link up here if you wanna check that out. It's more in-depth, it'll give you more of a good idea of what it smells like. But like I said, this one's 80% close. I think this fragrance in general, this is a fragrance that I would wear on a date night. I mean, you could rock this during the day, but it has like a very seductive vibe to it. They both do. This is like a perfect date night fragrance. I just feel like even in the cooler months, I would wear it at night. And in the summer, I think this would slay at night, especially on a cooler summer night. It would be a good choice. I'm gonna do a couple more sprays here. Let's get a good ass spray going on here. The atomizer is really good too, nice and strong. It's not watery, you hit the oil comes out, it looks oily on your skin, which means it's a higher concentration. It's not a weak eau de toilette, but it doesn't really punch like an extrait de parfum like they claim it is. That being said, it smells good. You definitely get the cinnamon in the opening. The cinnamon's there, and the cherry smell. Here's the thing, the cherry on this one smells maybe cap. It's a very heavy bottle, by the way. I bet you could kill someone easily with this. It should be in the game Clue. The cherry note in this one has a very almost like synthetic sour cherry, where the other one is a little bit more like gourmand, sexy cherry. Does that make sense? It's definitely lighter and thinner, but I'm gonna wear it. And honestly, I mean, no one's gonna stop me from wearing it. And I'll probably layer both of them because I don't wanna use all my Mancera bottle. I'm gonna let this sit and macerate. I mean, usually letting dupe fragrances macerate really helps the projection, the smell, the longevity, the performance. And I'll come back with a new review and update that. I'll let this sit for a couple months, honestly. And we're gonna see, I don't know. We'll see how close we can get to Mancera's. We're gonna check it out. Because right now it's about 80%, but I'd like to see it 100. And if anyone has smelled this fragrance, leave some comments, let me know what you think about it. And if you have another Mancera's Tonka Cola clone or dupe, let me know what it is. Let me know if you think it's better than this one, but so far it's the best I found, so we're gonna end on that.